And welcome back to Wiffleball Weekly. I'm the host, Barry McCockiner, alongside my longtime analyst, as always, Brooks Walton. Brooks, how are we doing today?
Doing great. How are you doing, Barry?
I'm doing phenomenal, Brooks. Thank you for asking. A lot of drama, a lot of action in the league this week, roster moves and whatnot. But we're going to go how we usually go by the rankings. So starting off with the 69ers, sitting at 19-8 now. Obviously, they had a rough stretch near the All-Star break, but now 7-2 in their last 9. Cole, Wesley, and Jackson really seem to click, and they're getting it going at the plate. And Cole's on the mound, and then now Wesley's on the mound also. So just give me your thoughts on the 69ers in first place, sitting at 19-8.
Yeah, man, they're back. 7-2 in their last 9. Obviously, you said the rough stretch, but their whole roster really seems to be really on top of things, and I expect them to keep moving forward, winning games and staying at that top spot. I know that they clinched the number 1 seed today, and I think that that's how it'll be.
Yeah, like you said, they did clinch the number 1 seed in the playoffs today, which was pretty impressive, saying that there's 6 games left in the regular season. Obviously, they have the Panty next week, so that'll be a tough one. Obviously, Cole versus Connor, always a good matchup. So, yeah, 69ers right now running the league. Obviously, they're the only team above 500 still, and they're well above 500. So, yeah, safe to say that they're dominating. So now the second-place team, both of them, they're tied for second. But we'll go with the semi-pros first, sitting at 12-15 right now. Obviously, tough series loss today. That hurt them. That moved them out of the race for first place, if there was one. But, obviously, 2 new additions. Cole Smithers, obviously gone. Luke Baker retired last week. And so they have Zeb Marquis and Doug Jones, 2 rookies. Doug Jones today with the walk-off single in his 3rd career game in the first series. And then Zeb hitting like 430. He's got a couple bombs, RBIs. He's producing at the plate and on the mound today as well. So what are your thoughts on the semi-pros?
Yeah, I think that they'll end up competing pretty well, but I don't see them doing much when it comes to playoff time, and I just think that, it's the 69ers league to lose. So
Yeah, I think the roster moves Reese made helped him tremendously offensively. I think Zeb has the potential to have one of the best bats in the league out of everybody. He'll prove himself at the plate. He did today. Obviously, he was facing Connor Watson all day and put up some pretty good numbers against him. So I think it helps him at the plate, but I think it hurt him on the mound. Obviously, the original roster, it was Reese and Luke Baker and Cole Smithers, and they all could suck up innings. They all could pitch well, especially Luke in the last couple outings. He was really good on the mound, shut down some really good hitters. But offensively, I think Zeb has a better bat than both Luke and Cole, like way better. And, Doug came out today, first career series. He was also a rookie, and he went 1 for 11. But, everybody struggles at the beginning in this league, and his one hit was the walk-off hit in the 3rd game. So I think they'll be okay. So now to the next team. Speaking of Connor Watson, the Panty Raiders sitting at 12-15 as well. Obviously, they had a big series win today against the semi-pros. B-Mart's starting to produce offensively. He's hitting some bombs, driving in runs, and then Connor's numbers are increasing by the series. He's hitting bombs and driving in runs as well. And then Jordan's still cold, but after the hot start, but he has the potential to get it going at any point he wants to. So just tell me your thoughts on the Panty Raiders.
yeah, no, I still think that they're the second best overall team, and I'm just waiting on them to get hot at any moment. That's a good overall team. I don't have a problem with them. I just think that they were a little slow, and I think once people around Connor start producing a little bit more, then they'll be just fine.
Yeah, I think Connor can carry his team whenever he wants. Obviously, the reigning MVP and the reigning Cy Young with the potential to win them both again this year. But I think anybody can only go so far by themselves. They need production around them for the end goal to be successful. But it's a good sign that B-Mart is starting to put balls over the fence, get on base. He's starting to produce more offensively to what we thought he was going to. And then obviously Jordan had a hot start, but he's been in a slump for like 5-6 series now. But he could also turn it on at any point. I think that's what Connor needs, is Jordan to really just lock in at the plate and start hitting the ball like he was at the beginning of the year. It's going to be really fun and intense and competitive to watch these bottom 3 teams play. the last 6 games. Obviously, they all have the potential to finish second, third, or fourth. They're all within 1 game of each other, so it'll be really, really fun to watch them go at it in the last couple series. So that moves on to the Blue Ballers, who are 11-16, 1 game behind the Semi-Pros and the Panty Raiders. Obviously, Josh was their main source of production in the first half of the season offensively, and he's kind of hit a slump past couple series. Still pitching well, though, and then Matt's still hitting well, still pitching well, and then D-Row might be the hottest hitter in the league right now. Past couple series, he's been on a tear at the plate, and then he's also pitching it well, too. I think he's 2-0 his last 2 starts. So just tell me what you think about the Blue Ballers team.
They're better than what I give them credit for, but I still think that they're the bottom team in the league. It is what it is. Stats, all this. Can they win the big game? I don't know. I don't think so, but we shall see.
Brooks Walton, huge Blue Ballers fan. Today we have a special guest on the episode, former Panty Raider, former Semi-Pro, Luke Baker. Luke, how are we doing today?
Hey Barry, what's going on, man? Happy to be here. I'm really blessed with this opportunity and looking forward to today's episode.
So Luke, I want to talk about this growing feud the past week between 2 teams in the league. Obviously, you former Semi-Pro, ended your career as a Semi-Pro, played your last career game last week. Pretty emotional day. So this feud between the Semi-Pros and the Blue Ballers has grown to the biggest rivalry in the league. And I want you to elaborate on why that is the biggest rivalry in the league now.
Yeah, Barry, I've been on the Blue Ballers went out bandwagon since it started. I might have even came up with it, I don't even know. But being a Semi-Pro, it really grinds my gears to kind of see it turn into this, who's better than who. And at the end of the day, it's all noise. The Semi-Pros go take care of business. They're very business-oriented. There's not a lot of talk. There's just a lot of action, and that's all I got to say about it. Semi-Pros went out.
Yeah, obviously Blue Ballers went out has been a saying now for quite some time, since before the All-Star break. And I get that it keeps their team hype. But they're in dead last at 11-16, and they just don't win enough games. They don't even have fucking jerseys. What are we talking about here? If you're gonna have a saying, Blue Ballers went out, win. You know what I mean? Come on. But I do get the beef now between the 2 teams. Blue Ballers went out has been a saying for quite some time now. And then the Semi-Pros came out of nowhere and said Semi-Pros went out. And now, I see why the Blue Ballers get a little upset because they had the saying first. The Semi-Pros copied it. So, the beef right now between those 2 teams, are at an all-time high. And the next time there is a series, they play each other. And it is going to be the best series of the season by far, hands down, by far, hands down. Hands down. You know what I mean? By far. So I cannot wait to watch those 2 teams go at it. Can't wait. Anyway, let's move on. So obviously your career in the Wiffleball League has come to an end. I just want you to tell me about it. What you've achieved, what you've learned. Just tell me about your time in the league. Obviously you spent time with the Panty Raiders last season, spent time with the Semi-Pros this season. You got 2 ends of the spectrum there. So just tell me about your time in the league.
Yeah, I spent 2 years in the league. I was one of the first players ever. My time with the Panty Raiders, it's kind of like every rookie year, you kind of get your feet wet, get used to the league and your own teammates. I had a great coach in Connor Watson who helped lead us to a pretty successful season. We fell short, but that was just a really good experience to get under my belt. And then this year being able to get taken 4th overall to the Semi-Pros, Reese Amos champion, really, just a grinder mindset, a champion's mindset, and we really just got after it this year. Some team chemistry issues. We have Cole Smithers leave, and now I leave, and, Reese is stuck with 2 new guys, but I think they're very qualified subs, and I mean, I haven't put up legendary numbers, but I've contributed to each team that I've played on, and it's just been a great experience to kind of be able to do something with our time. You know, sitting around the house thinking, what am I gonna do? I can go play some wiffle ball, man. So it's been great. It's been awesome.
Yeah, obviously, Reese does have 2 rookies now, 2 new guys, but he knows how to win a championship after last season. We all know that. He does have a ring under his belt, so he knows what it takes. So yeah, I think he'll be just fine with the semi-pros he has now. Well, Luke, that's gonna do it. Thank you for coming on our show. Maybe one day we'll have you again. It was a pleasure, and I wish you the best of luck moving forward.
Yeah, Barry. Really enjoyed my time here, not just on the show but in the league. Playing for the past 2 years has been a real pleasure, and I really enjoyed it, and I hope I'll come back one day. I hope to see the league thrive and expand. I've heard rumors about the 8-team expansion, so best of luck with that, and I'll see you guys.
That's Luke Baker, washed-out wiffle ball player, former semi-pro, recent retiree. That's about going to do it for our show. Brooks, you got anything else to say?
Thank you guys again for tuning in to Wiffleball Weekly. Stay safe out there, folks.
You heard him, everybody. Stay safe. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow our Instagram at Gaines of Wiffleball. Luke Baker's final career series should be on YouTube soon. I'm still editing that, but it will be up soon. So, yeah, that's about it. I'm Barry McCockiner. We'll see you next time.